What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out this 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. This one is a Platinum 4-wheel drive finished in Boulder Grey with an MSRP at $55,000. Do you think this is the way to go for a family SUV that's not crazy breaking the bank, especially since we have a normal V6 under the hood when most of the competition is going to have a 4-cylinder? So let's go ahead and pop the hood and take a look at the engine for this Pathfinder. Very easily we can pull that up. We do have a prop rod on it. So for the engine, super simple old school motor. This is going to be the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 with 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. It does have a 9-speed automatic transmission as well as a 4-wheel drive system. Taking a look at the styling, you have a pretty cool design on the headlights with your LED daytime running lights. And you can see some LEDs throughout the headlight as well. We have chrome trim on the upper grille along with your Nissan badge, forward-facing camera, and gloss black trim. We have parking sensors, a safety sensor, and then some silver trim and some nice bodywork throughout. I think it's a good-looking SUV overall. Nothing all too fancy, but it just looks nice and clean and fits for the 2025 designs. You have some sharp lines up on the hood, fading towards the windshield, and then that plastic trim makes its way into the wheel arches as well as the underside of the doors. You have a cool set of 20-inch wheels with a multi-spoke design and a 2-tone color. And then there's body color on the mirror caps with an LED turn signal. We have a side view camera, body color door handles, and then a little bit of chrome trim throughout the side. You have some black trim as well. I like this design, just gives it a cool, rugged design. And then up above we have a silver set of roof rails and crossbars along with your panoramic sunroof. For the side profile, it's a pretty proportional looking SUV. This is a 3-row, however it's not a jumbo, so it's not too crazy big. It's still a very manageable SUV. And then we have all this gloss black for the rear. You have an integrated spoiler with your third brake light. Nissan and Pathfinder are all in the back, and I like how that gloss black bar connects the taillights. Down below, we have more parking sensors, this nice silver trim, exhaust pipe is tucked away, and then all of our trailer hitch connections right in the center. Got a couple of reflectors back there as well. Nice SUV overall. We've had a couple of these as press cars to drive long distances, and honestly, my wife and I have always enjoyed the Pathfinder. Seems like a really solid choice. Now from here, we can just press the button, pop open the power lift gate, and for cargo space. So with the second row up, you can get a good idea of the amount of space you're going to get, and then with the second row down, you can see just how large it opens up. I do like this hidden area down below. Great for groceries. You even have dividers in here, so you put a lot of cold items in here. You don't even need to bring a cooler. So definitely a practical family vehicle. And then for the seats in the back, we can just pull these up. They'll lock into place, and you can see how you still have quite a lot of storage space behind the third row. Going ahead and closing that, entering through the back. With these down, they do fold nice and flat, as you can tell. And then we just pull this recline lever to unlock it, and we can pull it all the way up. Now to gain access into the third row, pressing that button will automatically slide these forward, and then I can easily walk into the back. Now again, this isn't a jumbo SUV, so it's gonna be a little bit tight back here. However, these seats will actually recline. So you can see that difference, which is pretty impressive. We're gonna get storage, plugs, nice little armrest. Same thing on the left side, and then there's even air vents up in the ceiling. Now with this whole seat back, it is a little cramped at 5'11". My knees are a little smushed, and these are pretty straight up. So definitely a little on the small side. However, I am fitting back here and really wouldn't be the worst in a pinch. If you get captain's chairs, of course, you'll have a nice leg area to put your leg. So overall, for not being jumbo, still a pretty practical SUV, not too bad. And then hopping out, moving this to take a look at the second row. This is a pretty nice way to go. We have a recline lever, and you can pull these really far back. We have all your climate controls with heated seats, plugs down below, and you can see we have nice storage. With the driver's seat at my height, I have tons of legroom and footroom, and the seat base cradles my legs very nicely. In the center, we can pull this one down, and you're going to get an armrest and some storage for cups and phones. So really nice overall. You have that massive panoramic roof, more of your air vents up above, and then you have manual sunshades as well. On the door panel, you have this nice chestnut trim, and then a ton of storage throughout the panel as well. And then as we make our way to the front seats, you can lock and unlock it from the door handle. And then one thing I like with the interior, this is genuine leather. You have the semi-aniline leather for the main seating surface, which is really nice. I love the two-tone especially. You have the soft touch up above, memory seating, and then some nice gloss black trim with this aluminum color plastic trim. Got your grab handle, all of your controls, good padding on the armrest, and then power seats up front. You can see some of the black trim as well, and then perforations throughout the center. It's a really good looking interior. I definitely like how these seats are designed. And then with the comfort access, firing it up, seat's gonna move and the steering wheel will move as well. On the steering wheel, we got some nice black leather with a flat bottom design. Controls on the left side for Bluetooth and audio, and then cruise control over on the right. We can exit out of this, and you are able to change the view, which is pretty cool. So you can give yourself a bit more of a full screen. You have the tach and speedometer, and you can scroll up and down in all of these screens. You can scroll left and right as well, see settings, cruise control information, safety information like that, and then continuing into audio and then other things. So nice to see all the basic information you're going to get, and overall it's a pretty easy layout. We're also going to have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and then your stock on the right for windshield wipers, headlights on the left. We have the interior dimming, heads-up display, tailgate release, and your steering intervention. More of the soft touch material, softer material up above as well, and I like how the dash on the right side has more of the chestnut. There's a little storage cubby over here for a couple cell phones, and then the screen in the center, basically what we're used to seeing on all of the Nissan. So a lot of your basic information. We have shortcuts down below as well. You can see everything right here, and then going into camera, you can see your top down and front view. If I go into reverse, that swaps to our backup camera. And pressing the P button, we're back into park. Underneath all that, we're gonna get our climate control vents and then the climate controls themselves. We have heated and ventilated seating, dual zone temperature that you are able to sync, your defrost, steering wheel, and a nice LCD screen. There's wireless phone charging with a couple plugs, lots of storage throughout the center. Then we have our electronic park and brake, your brake hold, and your drive select is down below for all the different drive modes. We have the tow mode, sport, and then different off-road ones as well. So nice to see, kind of a good blend of everything. We have a downhill assist, there's storage hidden down below, name Pathfinder is written out, and then we have a good amount of storage in the center. I definitely like the two-tone, it really spruces up the interior. And then on the right side, you have a massive glove box. Overall look at the interior, honestly, still a really nice vehicle. It's been unchanged for a couple years now. However, honestly, still feels pretty modern and up to date. Got the massive sunshade, all of those controls, sunglass holder, and then we have garage door buttons underneath your mirror. All right, so setting off now in the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. So one of the nicest things is the fact that this has a V6. It's really, honestly, refreshing to be in a normal midsize SUV with a normal engine. This is just kind of old school and nice. So you have good power to get up to speed. You do have a really good range and pretty good fuel economy for what it is. Ride quality is pretty good in this as well. Now, even hitting these bumps and things in the road, this thing tackles them with ease. It drives like a tank. It's super solid. You can feel how this is really put together really well. This is one of my more favorite Nissan vehicles. We've had quite a few of these as press cars, and I probably put about 10,000 miles on the new Pathfinders in general. So overall, I think it's a pretty nice vehicle to get used to, especially if you have a family or something. This is gonna be very easy to just drive and use. I also love the genuine leather. This is a really nice seating surface, and it also just helps make this feel very premium. And at 55 grand, there's a lot of vehicles at this price that don't have those materials. Same with just the two-tone and everything. It feels like a really nice place to be for the price point. The tech is pretty simple, nothing really all too amazing about the screen. It gets the job done, it has what you need in it. So really can't complain there. I wouldn't mind the cameras being a little bigger, given you have a nice size screen. And then the screen in the center, same thing, it kind of gives you what you want. So overall driving, can't complain. We'll keep it in auto mode. You know, the brakes do a good job coming down to a slow speed. Steering is nice and effortless, really smooth. And then the acceleration with the 9-speed. Nice and smooth, what you would expect from this type of engine. So really can't complain as an overall driver. It just drives well, and it feels like a really well-built family vehicle. Visibility is pretty good too. You can easily see all around, no complaints there. I don't think there's any drastic complaints with driving in the new Pathfinder. If you want just kind of a normal, no crazy extra like tech that's going to be confusing, this is kind of one of those vehicles that just has everything you need, nothing more, nothing less, and then it has the build quality to back it up, which I think is missing in some other vehicles these days, where they only have little 4-cylinders, and when you're in a 3-row SUV, you know, a little 4-cylinder doesn't quite feel that tough, you know. It feels like it's straining a little bit. So with this having a V6, you know, if we go into sport mode and manual mode, it kind of gives you a little bit more of that fun factor. The transmission responds well to the shifters. You know, if you're towing, maybe going in a mountain driving area where you have a lot of different elevations, the manual mode is going to allow you to shift a little bit and just maintain the RPMs that you're desiring. So we'll go back into just automatic, normal mode, everything. The seats are also really comfortable, and you're high up enough to see over most of the traffic. So I think it's an easy SUV to get used to. Maybe this could be your first SUV. I don't think it's too intimidating, given it doesn't feel all too huge. Getting back up to speed, just giving it a little bit of throttle. Effortlessly up to the speed limit with no complaints. It also tracks really nice when you're on the road, and the cruise control works pretty well with the lane keeping. You have all the steering intervention, the forward pacing, all the normal fancy tech you would want. Works pretty well keeping myself in the lanes, and it doesn't get too intrusive to yell at you to put your hands on the wheel. So as long as you're kind of giving a little bit of weight, you know, it's going to do a pretty good job just driving. You know, we've had these and done 1,500-mile road trips, and really have always thought highly of these.